Good morning and happy Saturday. I'm KHUL Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. As we honor Memorial Day weekend, we are expecting a hot and sweltering weekend as we head into Saturday and Sunday. High temps in the upper 90s for Saturday, Sunday 94. However, it's a Monday when we're going to start having to pay attention to those rain chances as a stretch of unsettled weather is going to last for much of next week. So as we look at Memorial Day forecast, it's going to get to about 93 degrees. We can expect that rain to take place just after the 4 p.m. hour. So just keep in mind that winds are also going to be out of the south at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So a 40% chance of showers. We're starting off mostly muggy. We are already in the 80s across the Houston area. Hobby Airport at 81, Sugar Land at 82, Conroe is at 80 degrees, Tomball 81. And so when it comes to also the heat index or feels like temps, that's when you factor in the humidity. It's already feeling like 91 out in Sugar Land, 89 at Bush Airport, Hobby Airport at 87, Conroe at 85. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on the humidity and the heat for today, as high temps are going to be in the 90s by the noon hours. So mostly cloudy start to our day, hot and humid conditions. We could maybe see a stray shower or two as we head into the evening hours, but we are expecting those conditions to remain mostly, for the most part, quiet for today. It's just the heat and the humidity that we're going to have to worry about. As you head off to Galveston, we are expecting moderate rip current risk. Waters are looking a little rough, so be extra cautious if you have any young ones heading into the Gulf, but winds out of the southeast at 15 to 20 miles an hour along the coast, 2 to 4 feet waves are expected with the water temperature at 82 degrees. So if you are heading to the coast, high temps are going to be, of course, cooler, closer to the water. Lower 80s expected across Galveston, Jamaica Beach 83, Bay Harbor at 83, Crystal Beach at 83 degrees. Partly cloudy skies, but if you want to escape the sweltering heat that we're going to see in our inland areas, you might want to head to the coast across the areas, because we are expecting those temps to just start out in the 70s and 80s for this morning. However, dew points, elevated dew points, this is measuring atmospheric moisture levels. We are in the upper 70s. Usually when we start getting up to 80, that's extremely muggy. Very sticky feeling out there. And as we look at the heat index, we are also expecting it to feel as hot as 105 in Tomball, 106 in Brenham for this afternoon, 103 in Columbus, 101 in El Campo, Bay City at 100 degrees, 101 in Houston for the afternoon hours. So practice those heat safety measures, stay hydrated, wear light colored clothing. Just keep in mind that when it comes to the heat and the humidity impacts, your sweat cools less. Usually when we sweat, it causes us to cool down, but when we have humid conditions like we usually have here in Houston, it really prevents your sweat from cooling you off. So your body becomes a bit more heated across as we get to the warmer parts of our day. Your kidneys work harder because sometimes you tend to be dehydrated. So it's also stay hydrated, and your heart will pump faster as well. So limit time outdoors, take breaks in a cool area, drink water, and wear a hat and light clothing. And so as when we usually see the heat index getting up to around maybe 99 to 103 degrees, which is what we're going to be seeing today, just keep in mind that if you do have extended risk exposure to this heat, we do have the opportunity to have heat stroke, heat cramps, heat exhaustion, definitely possible. So be safe out there. Look before you log and keep an eye on the young ones as we head into the afternoon hours, usually the hottest times of our day between the hours of maybe 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So as we head into Monday, we're going to be tracking this cold front that's going to be tracking southward across Texas. It's going to cause some unsettled weather for portions of central and north Texas. And then once that front slowly makes its way into our neck of the woods, it's going to start making its way into our area maybe Tuesday morning. It's looking more likely that Monday into Tuesday is really going to see more of the heavier rain chance, more so on Tuesday. So if you have any plans on Tuesday, just keep in mind that we are expecting some widespread showers and storms, and that's going to unfortunately last into Wednesday and Thursday. As we head throughout the much of the week, we're just going to continue to see this unsettled weather pattern shape up across Texas, and that rain chance just really not going away, as we are going to see that jet stream bringing several disturbances our way. And it's also going to give us a possibility for some possible flooding concerns as well as we head into Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be the day where we're going to already probably have 24 hours of this maybe moderate to heavy rainfall. But as we go into looking at that flood outlook risk for Tuesday, the Storm Prediction Center still including a large portion of southeast Texas under a marginal risk for flooding. That is a 1 out of 5, so just keep in mind that we could see some ponding on roadways. That's mainly just north of Houston. Our areas north of Harris County has already received quite a bit of rain within the past few weeks, so it's not going to take much to cause flooding out in Conroe, maybe Huntsville, the Woodlands, even areas along 45, maybe the Spring area. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on those rain accumulations when we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, so just keep that in mind. But as far as that rainfall outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, they're calling for above average rainfall for May 30th through June 3rd. That's starting the month of June, so it's looking more likely that we could see just a wet pattern shape up heading into the start of June, which is ultimately closer towards summer. Temperatures are going to be around average, usually we see it high of about 88 degrees for this time of year. We are going to see some cooler temperatures heading into next week, and that's all because of the rain chance that we are expecting to see. So 10-day high temperature trends in the 90s, hot and humid for Saturday into Sunday, which is today and tomorrow, but we will see some cooler temps on the way heading into the end of next week, and that's because of that rain chance. Usually average highs around 89. That's what we usually see for this time of year, but we can thank the rain for that we might see heading into the end of next week. So for your 7-day forecast, high temps topping out in the 90s, lows in the 80s. As we head into Saturday, we will see maybe a slight chance for a shower or two, an isolated maybe pop-up might happen between the hours of 3 and 5, but nothing widespread. That's going to be the case for Sunday, but Monday is when we're going to start seeing that rain chance wrap up in the latter half of our day. So if you have any outdoor plans for Monday, just keep in mind that we're not going to really see any issues at least until late into Monday. So you might still have the opportunity to have those outdoor activities heading into Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's when those rain chances will start ramping up. We will see the possibility for some potential flooding concerns heading into the middle of the week for Wednesday, but ultimately we're going to still continue to see that unsettled weather pattern last as late as Thursday and into Friday. We can't forget about the tropics, and I know we're not officially in hurricane season yet, but hurricane season not too far away. The good news, Atlantic Basin looking quiet, no development expected for the next 7 days. That's not really the case for the Pacific Ocean. There is an area of concern just south to the west of Mexico that has a 70% chance of development. This is not going to really impact land, but it's just to kind of give you a hint or a reminder that hurricane season not too far away, which is we're going to be officially in hurricane season on June 1st, which is about 8 days away. Let's recap. Let's go back in Houston's history. Tropical Storm Allison happened only 8 or 9 days after hurricane season began. That happened back in 2001. That was the Harvey before Harvey. And so just kind of keep in reminder that even though that we are heading closer to hurricane season, it doesn't mean that we're not going to get a storm at least until September or maybe potentially August, which is what we usually see the peak of hurricane season. It's very well possible that we could get some storms in June and July. We've seen that last year with Beryl, and we also saw that back in 2001 with Tropical Storm Allison when it brought torrential flooding to the Houston area. So keep in mind, have your action plans ready, and of course you can always stay up to date by keeping track of our weather forecast here on KHOU 11 and on the KHOU 11 app. So as far as Memorial Day, if this is a live stream, if you're just now joining me, we are going to be hot and humid for today. The heat is what we're really going to have to focus on for today. That's going to last through Sunday. We could still see maybe more of a pop-up of an isolated shower for Sunday, but Monday is going to be the start of a long stretch of unsettled weather for much of next week. High of 93. We will see that shower activity take place maybe just after 4 p.m. Models are starting to trend that this is going to be later into Monday. Maybe Monday evening into Tuesday morning is when we could start seeing those storms move in from the north, all thanks to this cold front. So just also keep in mind that more of the heavier rain likely to happen on Tuesday and Wednesday. So make sure to just have it in the back of your mind to have a plan to maybe make it back to work or school, or I think school is probably out for a lot of folks. But today, the heat is what we're going to have to worry about. Highs in the 80s for today. We're starting off in the 80s, highs in the 90s, but it's already feeling like 90 across some areas, especially out in Sugar Land. But as far as our forecast, high today about 96 degrees. We do have a chance for an isolated shower or two heading into this afternoon. And if you are heading to the coast, the good news, cooler conditions along our coastal areas. That is going to be a bit more humid, but just be extra cautious in the water because we do see some rough conditions out there. Moderate rip current risk for all of our coastal areas. Highs along the coast are going to be in the 80s, 83 degrees at Jamaica Beach, 83 for Galveston. But as far as those temperatures, Starting off in the 80s, some areas are still in the 70s, especially out in College Station, Brenham, Columbus, Wharton at 80 degrees, but it's the dew point. It's the atmospheric moisture levels. When we see those dew points in the 70s, that really is just an indication of how humid it is out there. So today is going to be one of those days that we're going to have a fairly humid day, hot, humid, sunny. Feels like temps ranging between 101 to 105 in some locations, feeling as 106. So practice those heat safety measures, especially into tomorrow as well. If you are planning to spend time by the pool, maybe if you are in the pool, that doesn't mean that people cannot get dehydrated being in a pool. Make sure to drink water, and filtered water, not pool water, as we head into the afternoon hours. Heat and humidity impacts. Heart pumps faster, sweat cools less during these humid days. Usually your sweat's supposed to cool you off, but when it's humid out there, it does a bad job doing that. It's just kind of just makes your body a little bit more heated, and you can have some potential health impacts with that. And we're going to see a heat index of 90 to 103 today, maybe 105. And so heat stroke, heat cramps, heat exhaustion, definitely possible with that as we head in the afternoon hours. So recapping on what we talked about just a few minutes ago, we are expecting this frontal boundary to slowly move southward into Monday. That is going to bring some showers latter half of Monday, maybe 7, 8 p.m. on Monday. But things are going to become a bit more widespread heading into Tuesday and in Wednesday. So that's when that front's going to start slowing down. And eventually we will see some of those downpours take place. And as that front sort of just stalls just south of us, that is ultimately going to keep that unsettled weather pattern around for much of next week. So each and every day starting on Monday through Friday, we'll have a rain and storm chance with it going into next week. And so we could see some potential possible ponding on roadways for Tuesday, but we're not going to really have to worry about the flooding concerns at least until Tuesday, Wednesday. Climate Prediction Center, actually the Storm Prediction Center, is including portions of southeast Texas under a marginal risk for flooding. That is a 1 out of 5. So just keep that in mind if you are heading back to work on Tuesday, to give yourself enough time heading out the door, as rainfall is looking above average for this time of year. Especially the temperatures are going to be a bit on the cooler side as well as we head into the end of our work week. Wednesday 87, Friday 89, 87 for Saturday into Sunday. But as far as the next 7 days, Monday, I know we have a rain chance for Memorial Day. Don't think it's going to be a complete washout. We're not really going to see that until maybe in the latter half of the day, maybe between 7, 8 o'clock. As that front moves in from the north, but it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesdays. We're going to start seeing that widespread rain potential for us here across southeast Texas, and then ultimately that rain chance lasting through Thursday and into Friday. And we also, like I said before, cannot forget about hurricane season rather, but no development for the next 7 days, and we are in the clear as far as the Atlantic Basin is concerned. They're just dealing with a little bit of a disturbance out in the Pacific that has a 70% chance. That's not going to impact land at all. And as always, you can get the latest weather information on KHOU.com and on the KHOU 11 app. And of course, you can also access these extended forecasts that we usually do daily on KHOU 11 Plus. Of course, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your extended forecast. Have a great rest of your Memorial Day weekend.